Why do you need people to be obsessed with you? Why? Honestly, you don't. You don't. The only thing that should be making waves in your life is your obsession with yourself. And I'm not talking about ego or being self-centered in a toxic way. I'm talking about really putting the focus on you. Look, I'm not here to give you some manipulative tricks or secret hacks to get attention. I'm not about that, okay? I'm not about trying to force people to notice you. But what I've learned through my experience is if you're not obsessed with yourself, if you're not investing in yourself every single day, why would anyone else be? People can only feel your energy when you're fully in your own lane, like doing what you love, and most importantly, loving yourself along the way. Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of a Better Mindset podcast, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here again. I'm your host Hajar, and today I'll tell you why you don't need tricks or some secret hacks to make other people obsessed with you. I think that a lot of people are stuck on this idea that they need to play games, like they need to pretend that they are someone else just to grab attention. But it's not about that. Like, it's not about playing tricks. It's about being so unapologetically yourself that people can't help but be drawn to your vibe. It's not even about trying to get attention. It's about aligning with your own power and your own potential. You get what I mean? Because when you start showing up for yourself every single day, whether you're leveling up your skills, you're getting in the gym, or just working on your mental health, you're radiating this energy that draws people in. It's not about the external stuff, like, oh, I need to wear this clothes to look like that person, or I don't know what. No, it's about your mindset. When you're vibing high, people feel like they feel that confidence, and that's what makes you magnetic actually, not some random trick that you saw on TikTok. I see this girl on TikTok sometimes, and she's all about like doing this one thing to make people obsessed with you, I don't know what. But honestly, that's not the kind of advice I want to share, okay? It's not about doing a thing to get attention. It's about living in a way that attracts that attention naturally. I've seen people try to manipulate their situation, like act like they're someone they're not. And honestly, that's tiring. Guys, it doesn't last and it doesn't work in the long run, you know? You want people to genuinely be obsessed with you, then be obsessed with your own life first. That's the real key. And you know what? It's not even just about looking good on the outside, though that's important too. But when I'm working on myself, when I'm making sure that I'm good physically, mentally, emotionally, in the best shape possible, that's when people start paying attention, Trust me, guys. But it's not like I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. I'm focused on how I feel. And when I feel good, everything around me shifts because people notice, people are drawn in. Like, they want to be around you because they can feel the energy you're putting out. What I'm trying to say is, like, you can't expect people to be obsessed with you if you're not obsessed with yourself first. You can't expect people to value you if you're not valuing yourself. It's not about tricks. It's not about pretending to be someone else. It's about real, raw confidence that comes from within, you know? It's about showing up every single day for yourself, putting in the work, and building that unshakable belief in yourself. So stop trying to figure out how to make people obsessed with you. Just focus on becoming the best version of yourself every single day, and the right people will naturally be drawn to you. When you live your life unapologetically, when you focus on your passions and goals, people will either want to be a part of it or wish they were. They will want to be close to that energy, close to that vibe. I know that it's easy to get caught up in thinking that you need to do something out of the ordinary to make an impression, but really, it's about being extraordinary by showing up for yourself, by putting in the work. When you're focused on your own growth, when you're putting time, energy, and love into yourself, that's when people start paying attention without you having to do anything extra, you got what I mean? So when you start putting yourself first, when you stop seeking validation from others and start creating your own validation, that's when things get interesting. I've noticed that the more I focus on my own path, whether it's through my work, personal growth, or just getting my mindset great, the more people start noticing. They will start respecting you, not because you're trying to impress them, but because they can feel your inner power. People aren't drawn to fake confidence, they're drawn to the real things. And it's not about looking like you have it all together either. It's about owning who you are, flaws and all. I've made mistakes, learned lessons, but I've always bounced back. That's resilience. It's what people see and respect. It's the energy that pulls people in. It's easy to be obsessed with someone who's constantly growing, constantly leveling up, and constantly being real. That's what people really want to see. They want to know that you're not perfect, but you're committed to your own growth, you got what I mean? So next time you think that you need to do something specific to get attention from someone, remember, the best thing you can do is just to show up for yourself. When you live this way, you create this aura around you. People want to be in your space, in your circle, because you've made yourself a priority. You've chosen yourself, and that energy is undeniable. Others want to be around that positivity, that growth, and that ambition. And that's what makes people obsessed with you, not because you force it, but because you become the version of yourself that's impossible to ignore. So yeah, stop looking for tricks. Forget about trying to figure out how to get people to obsess over you. Start obsessing over yourself. Pour into your own growth. Keep leveling up and focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Because my loves, at the end of the day, it's not about playing games or trying to manipulate someone into liking you. It's about building your own self-worth and letting that radiate out into the world. And trust me, that's more powerful than any trick you could ever use. So make your life about you. Become obsessed with your own journey and watch how others will become obsessed with your life too. When you get to that point where you're genuinely obsessed with yourself, and not in a narcissistic way, but in a way where you value your time, your energy and your goals, that's when you start seeing things shift in your life. And being obsessed with yourself doesn't mean walking around and thinking you're better than everyone else. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, knowing your worth, and not apologizing for taking up space in this world. When you do this, when you start to set boundaries, when you say no to things that don't serve you, that's when you command respect from others. People notice when you stop allowing others to take advantage of you or disrespect you. It's magnetic. And I'm telling you, it's not about manipulation. It's about being so comfortable with who you are that no one can make you feel small. And let's talk about the power of consistency. When you're constantly leveling up, when you're always pushing yourself to be better and do better, people take notice. It's not about having a perfect life, but it's about being constant in your effort. People who are invested in their own growth and have their own purpose are so attractive. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having boundaries and keeping certain things to yourself or certain things private, but the real magic comes when you just show up as your authentic self. That's the trick. Be the person that people can't help but want to be around because you've built something real. You've built your own happiness. You're not dependent on anyone else's approval or validation. I think what makes it more powerful is when you're not out here trying to prove something to anyone. You're not trying to get likes, comments, or even attention. You're focused on yourself, your growth, your goals, and what you're building in your life. It's about you first. When you focus on yourself like this, people start to realize that you're not just here to take, you're here to add value, to bring something new to the table. That's attractive. When you're not focused on impressing people, you allow yourself to just be present, That's when you start attracting people who really respect you for who you are, not for who you're pretending to be. But let's not sugarcoat it either, okay? There is a reason why people who constantly grow and level up are admired. It's not just because they're doing things, it's because they're doing them for themselves. If you look at anyone who's truly successful, it's not because they followed some formula to get others to like them. It's because they put in the work. They stay true to their own path. You see someone who's been through struggles, like real struggles, but keeps showing up every single day, that's magnetic. You want to be around that person because they're inspiring. They are not waiting for permission to live their life. It's not easy. It's not always going to be like smooth sailing, but there will be times where you question yourself, where you feel like maybe you're not doing enough or you're falling behind. But that's where the real growth happens. When you push through that doubt and keep going, it's about resilience. It's about resilience, guys. When you invest in your mental health, physical health, and like your goals, you start to see how powerful you can be. And when you start seeing that power in yourself, people can't help but drawn to it. And once you get to the point where you genuinely love the life you're building for yourself, everything else falls into place. The people who are meant for you will find their way into your life no matter what happens. And they won't just like you, they will admire you, not because of what you do, but because of the energy you bring. It's a vibe. People are obsessed with those who are obsessed with themselves first, because it's real, and authenticity is always attractive more than anything fake. So here is the thing: stop looking for tricks to get people obsessed with you. Stop playing games and start investing in yourself. When you focus on being the best version of yourself, not for others but for you, you will see the shift, and trust me, that's when people will start to gravitate toward you. You will start attracting the right people. People who want to see you succeed and who value you for who you are. And that's what makes them obsessed with you. Not the tricks, not the games, but the authentic energy you put out into the world. So focus on that. Become obsessed with yourself, with your growth, with your life, with your happiness, with your journey. How many people are out here chasing validation? They're looking for approval, seeking praise, trying to fit into whatever mold society has set for them. Let me tell you something. That here, it doesn't work, my love. It doesn't work. You will never truly feel fulfilled when you're living to meet other people's expectations. The only way to live fully is by being unapologetically yourself. When you take that leap and stop pretending to be someone you're not, people will not only respect you, they will gravitate toward you. But it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and be this perfectly confident or unshakable person. It's a journey. And that's okay. We're all constantly evolving. But each step you take in your true self brings you closer to that magnetic energy you want to project, you know? So every time you push through fear, doubt, or insecurity, you become more and more powerful. One thing that I realized too is that people are drawn to those who are resilient. People who can bounce back from setbacks, who keep going even when things get tough, are the ones who stand out. It's easy to be obsessed with someone who seems to have it all together all the time, but it's even more inspiring when you see someone who's been knocked down but keeps getting back up, you know? That's strength, and strength is always attractive. So if you want people to become obsessed with you, stop trying so hard to get them to like you. Instead, focus on building your own strength, your inner strength. Focus on the things that make you feel alive. Focus on your goals, on your dreams, on your vision. And let's talk about one more thing, okay? Your energy. It's what draws people in. You know that? Like when you walk into a room with confidence, when you speak with a purpose, when you're genuinely present in the moments, people feel that. It's not about being loud or flashy. It's about being centered and grounded in who you are. Your energy speaks louder than any words ever could. Trust me. And that's what makes people want to be around you. They want to be around that confidence. So if you want people to be obsessed with you, the real trick is simple. Start with yourself. Invest in yourself, in your growth, in your energy, and become unstoppable in your pursuit of happiness. When you do that, not only you will be obsessed with your own life, but everyone around you will be too. And that's how you create the kind of energy that makes people want to be around you, respect you, and yes, even be obsessed with you. You're not trying to manipulate anyone. You're simply living your life in the most authentic, powerful way possible. And that's what draws people in. So I'll repeat it again. Stop focusing on the tricks. Stop focusing on playing games. Start focusing on yourself, on your own growth, on your own happiness, on your own journey, and watch how the right people come into your life, ready to be a part of your world. Because when you focus on yourself, not only you become the best version of you, but you also attract the best people into your life. The beauty of all of this is when you really focus on yourself, when you start investing in your own happiness, in your own self-love, in your own growth, it's like the universe starts working in your favor. Opportunities will start coming your way. The right people will start gravitating towards you. Not because you're trying so hard to get their attention, but because you're aligned yourself with the right energy, you know? I think we all have that power inside. This power cannot be ignored. So many of us trying to hide it, like we're afraid of what people might think. And listen, I get it. Because the truth is, when you stop caring about what other people will think and just start living for yourself, people can't help but be fascinated fascinated by you. They see that you're different. They see that you're not stuck in the same old routines, living the same tired life everyone else is. You're breaking free from that. You're creating your own path. And that's something people respect. And this isn't about being perfect. Not at all. It's about owning your imperfections, learning from them, and continuing to evolve. People are drawn to growth, to someone who's striving to better themselves. So if you're out here working on becoming the best version of yourself, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, people are going to start paying attention. Think about it. Like, there are so many people out here just coasting, like just going through the emotions of life. They're stuck in their routines, in their comfort zones, and they wonder why they can't seem to get ahead. But when they see someone who is actively taking steps to improve, someone who is pushing through the discomfort, someone who is committed to their own and happiness, that's when they take notice. That's when they want to be around you. It's so freeing, realizing that the only thing that matters actually is you. Not how many followers you have, not how many people are talking about you, not how many compliments you get. It's about being able to look in the mirror and be proud of who you are, how far you've become, and how far you're still willing to go. That's confidence, that's self-respect. That's what people are drawn to, not the superficial stuff. And once you get that, once you realize that you are the main character of your own story, everything changes. The way people see you change, the way you see yourself change, the way you show up in this world change. It all shifts. You stop waiting for permission to shine, and you just let yourself shine. You stop holding back. So my love, my advice to you is stop stressing about how to make people obsessed with you, and instead start focusing on making yourself obsessed with your own growth, with your own happiness, with your own power. Get obsessed with the best version of yourself, because when you do that, everything else falls into place. Like, the right people will come, the right opportunities will come, and most importantly, you will finally feel like you're living the life you were meant to live. When you make yourself the main focus, when you become obsessed with your own growth, when you stop waiting for validation from outside, for example, that's when the magic happens. That's when people start noticing you, respecting you, and yes, even becoming obsessed with you. And it's not about tricks or manipulation. It's about becoming the kind of person who deserves that kind of attention. And trust me, when you're focused on becoming the best version of yourself, people won't be able to get enough of you. At the end of the day, it all comes down to this. You don't need tricks to make people obsessed with you. You just need to be obsessed with yourself. Because when you start focusing on your growth, your journey, your happiness, your energy, people will naturally be drawn to you. Not because you're chasing them, but because you become someone worth chasing. So stop worrying about who likes you, who notices you, who's paying attention. Turn that energy inward. Build yourself up. Love yourself fully. And watch how everything and everyone starts shifting in your favor. Alright guys, that's it for today's episode for Better Mindset Podcast. I hope you enjoy it and get something valuable out of it. So keep focusing on yourself and keep leveling up, and I'll see you in the next one.